truth and these kinds of and absolute truths or objective truths are really sort of fictions. It's all perspective. And so postmodernism rejects the idea of objective truth. Post-truth doesn't do that. Post-truth says, yeah, objective truth exists, but it doesn't matter. What matters more is how I feel about things. So in that context, which was we're in right now, this post-truth context, the reason we got there is because we're in love with autonomy and not freedom. And we think they're the same thing, but autonomy, two Greek root words, autos meaning self and nomos meaning law. Autonomy is when you're a law unto yourself. And that isn't the same thing as freedom, because freedom has to have boundaries. And truth is one of those boundaries because it excludes that which is false. And true freedom involves purpose. And when you start to just flounder and say whatever I feel is what's valuable, well, then you no longer have purpose. You have basically just feeling and preference, and that's just a floundering, chaotic way to live. What I've seen today since then is a growing sense of autonomy, where we can define what it means to be human and male and female, and that's had very serious consequences. Where we're seeing people. I did an interview with Chloe
Mm-hmm.
Cole, for example, the detransitioner, where a post-truth mindset had a very serious effect on at least one person. And she's one of many people who have given into the idea that my feelings and my preferences matter more than the fact of how I'm made. Biology no longer
Mm-hmm.
matters. Science no longer
Yeah.
matters. Physics no longer matters. All of these things no longer matter. All that matters is feelings. And in the end, that leads to incredibly terrible consequences for people.